For logistics firm Movaz, Budget 2020 provides a shot in the arm. The uncertain economic climate and concerns about the coronavirus has seen its revenues shrink. Therefore, a scheme that offers enhanced working capital loans is a welcome relief.
More capital at more manageable rates helps us to be able to buy a little bit of space to evolve. There are things that we need to continue to upskill. We need to improve our productivity, that is for sure. So we really see this as a point, it's almost like an adrenaline jab, right? Giving us a little bit more time so that we can evolve accordingly.
Movaz is a logistics tech startup that's been utilising government grants to upskill its workers.
So a lot of our movers do not have formal certification. It is our dream to create dignity and to professionalize the industry. So therefore, training and certification becomes the most evident way to do it.
There's more scope for firms to transform and upskill their staff. From October, Singaporeans aged 25 and above get credit top-ups amounting to $500. Mid-career workers get extra credits. The new Skills Future Enterprise Credit Scheme will defray 90% of out-of-pocket costs. This will be beneficial for SMEs and startups like Zmart, a one-stop procurement platform for F&B businesses that's been tapping government grants in job redesign.
So we've taken some Skills Future grants, particularly related to professional conversion programs. The truth is a lot of our employees actually come in mid-career, so these PCP programs are very useful for them to understand the terminology that an industry like F&B would operate with. So it's not just about the food where we have to be conversant on, it's also about the supply chain and how we can help make that a bit more efficient and optimized.
Over the last 2 years, Zmart's app has helped restaurants procure their supplies, helping drive productivity while lowering raw material costs. But challenges remain.
I think it's a very, very disaggregated industry to begin with, and everything is very manual. In fact, we always accept that F&B is one of the last frontiers of digitization or digitalization as well, because nothing has really changed in the last 50 years.
This year's budget gives firms more impetus to digitize. The government is expanding the SMEs Go Digital scheme that co-funds pre-approved digital solutions and allows firms to participate in pilot projects. The program has benefited 10,000 SMEs and will be expanded from 10 sectors to 23.
You have clusters of the same sort of companies. You know what works for that particular industry, and therefore you have the SMEs who are part of that industry having access to either knowledge or access to either these digital platforms or digital technologies which will help them over the next few years.
With economic conditions fragile, businesses continue to worry about getting by, especially as the COVID-19 outbreak introduces a fresh suite of challenges.
We do operate in a high-cost environment. Value creation is something that we are focused on continually. So managing our working capital is extremely important. Because it's basically life or death for especially a young company, right, an SME like us.
To ease the cash flow burden, companies will get a 25% rebate on tax payable, capped at $15,000 for the 2020 assessment year.
So 15,000 on balance seems to be a fairly reasonable basis and number for a tax rebate to come out. Which are the sectors which are going to benefit? I think almost all sectors will benefit because eventually you end up paying a lower tax bill.
The tax rebate itself is only applicable in a situation whereby companies are in a tax-paying position. For many companies that are affected by the various events and are not a loss-making situation, they would not be able to enjoy this benefit.
That aside, the 2020 budget does provide enough cushion for businesses to grow and transform for the long term. For early-stage startups that take longer to grow, help is also on the way. An additional $300 million is being set aside for the government to co-fund emerging tech companies with private investors. The move is expected to draw over $800 million of private funding over the next 10 years.
For deep tech, a long gestation period, and a lot of it could fail. Deep tech actually refers to those including pharmaceutical, because it takes a long time to do trial and getting the approval from the relevant authority. It also includes the advanced manufacturing, whereby it needs a lot of time to design and make sure that the precisions are all there.
Small and medium enterprises make up a large part of the economy, and government grants have been instrumental in their growth.
The government's push to digitalize has been the catalyst. Yeah, for a lot of SMEs, you're talking about like small, medium retail shops, right? To think about creating like an online shop, yeah, that naturally is not top of mind, right? What's top of mind is profits, right? So either help me earn more money or save more money. So that really matters a lot more. Yeah, but having the conversation actively being like spread around the economy about digitalization, kind of like notches like this to top of mind.
The grants have also been really, really helpful in getting us a little bit more professional, getting a bit more controls and processes in our day-to-day thinking and how we do certain things. The ultimate goal is not to remain a startup forever, right? It's to grow and to expand and to scale. That's really the purpose and how the grants can really help us in the long run.